Hi, it's Steve here from Snap Projections with an overview of our recent enhancements to the planning pages. There are three highlights that I'll be reviewing today using a sample case for John and Jane Snapper. They're currently 59 years old, set to retire at age 65, with a target spending of $96,000 per year. I'm currently on the combined planning page, and you'll likely notice a few new features on this page. The first is that there is the ability to expand and collapse different sections of the planning page. For instance, with incomes to the right, I'll click on this box and expand the detail available for all incomes in the plan. Now, when I hover over a specific column header, you'll see that the client's name, who this column relates to, shows up and I'm able to get more granular information directly from the combined planning page. If I move my cursor over to the other column header, you'll once again see that this column relates to Jane's employment income. Once I'm done reviewing these details and confirming that that's been set up as I intended, I can close the income section in order to focus the conversation or focus my analysis elsewhere. I can then come over to capital assets and either review the details on a general basis for all non-registered TFSA and RSP assets, or I can expand the section in order to see where the individual contributions are being made to. So if I hover over the TFSA, I'll see John's name come up, so I know that I'm making $3,000 a year of contributions to John's TFSA in the plan. Then once I've confirmed that, I can collapse the section in order to once again consolidate and focus this page. By default, you'll see that the majority of this page is collapsed. So the combined planning page is predominantly collapsed so that you can get a summary view of the projection, and then you can expand the sections as needed. As I move to the individual sections, you'll see that these are expanded by default so that you have all of the same columns that you're used to being able to see on the individual basis. So you see CPP, OAS, and then you have the option to collapse that into a single benefits column as desired. Within the RSP, TFSA, and investments, you'll see that I can still click on and edit any of those annual values just as I do today, and then those changes would reflect on the combined planning page. As I collapse or expand any sections, those preferences will be saved during my active session. So if I navigate to a different plan or a different client, then when I come back to this projection, it's going to remain the same customized collapsed status. When I come back to the plan in a future session or when I create a new client scenario, it's going to use the default preferred settings within the software. So that's going to be predominantly collapsed for combined and expanded for individual. Adding this functionality to Snap has also allowed us to bring in a lot more columns and more information directly into the combined planning page so that you don't have to go into the individual pages or into the client report in order to get the information that you need. For instance, if you're looking at the client's contributions of $15,000 per year, you can compare that to their total employment income to see whether those values are appropriate for their current situation. Then once they retire, you can look at the total contributions or withdrawals, compare that to the total value to see whether it's a sustainable drawdown rate. As I move to the top of the column headers, you'll see that these values are now clickable. When I click on capital assets, it's going to take me directly into the scenario setup page where I can modify any of the values that I input in the plan. So this should just help you to navigate throughout the software a bit faster and be able to find anything that you previously entered. We've made quite a few updates to the scenario setup and planning pages in Snap to make navigating simpler and to provide you with the information you need to make quick and informed decisions. While these updates will help moving forward, there's always an adjustment phase to changes, and we really appreciate your patience as you familiarize yourself with the new capabilities. We'll be going over these changes in more detail in an upcoming webinar, and we'll share more information shortly. Please let us know if you have any questions or feedback on these changes by giving us a call or sending us an email.